I'm going to read some short chapters from Girl Child. I hope you guys brought your Ticonderogas. Reading comprehension. Read the following passage carefully, then answer the question. You have 15 minutes to complete this portion of the test. Degeneration, the case of Buck v. Bell. Feeble-minded is one of those terms like debutante or social security that is not often used in seriousness anymore. In the recent past, however, feeble-minded was considered scientific and used to describe the congenital deficit of stupidity. In 1927, the phrase was given the judicial seal of approval when the U.S. Supreme Court decided that the gene pool should be safeguarded from those considered feeble-minded via forcible sterilization. The Bucks are perhaps the most famous feeble-minded Americans, the poster family for all the term was made to encompass. Promiscuity and addiction, both encouraged by a stupidity able to withstand any effort at edification. Emma Buck was the first in that family to be officially declared mentally defective, and in 1920 she was remanded to the Virginia Colony for Epileptics and Feeble-Minded. Emma's daughter, Carrie, along with her other children, have been sent to live with foster parents. In the foster home, there was an uncle or cousin who couldn't resist Carrie's sad orphan eyes, and before long he took to muffling her sobs with kisses and comforting her deep into the night. Soon, Carrie became pregnant. Carrie's pregnancy established her promiscuity, which proved what science had already hypothesized. Carrie was loose, just like her feeble-minded, alcoholic mother, and therefore feeble-mindedness, promiscuity, and heredity must go hand in hand in hand. Carrie's child, Vivian Buck, was left with Carrie's foster parents to raise, and in 1924, Carrie was sent to the colony to join Emma. Once there, Carrie Buck won national attention when her case, which argued that her right to bear any future children was a constitutional one, was lost before the Supreme Court by Irving Whitehead, a board member of the same institution that wished to sterilize her. Supreme Court Chief Justice Oliver W. Holmes determined that in light of the traits she had obviously inherited from her mother and certainly passed on to her daughter, forcible sterilization was a legal act in the best interest of all. Based on Holmes's decision, upwards of 50,000 intellectual defectives were forcibly and legally sterilized before the practice was quietly brought to an end in the 1970s. Sometimes the feeble-minded were not informed of what was about to be done or had been done, being told instead that an operation was needed to cure appendicitis or female trouble or was simply for their own good. Sometimes they lived the rest of their feeble-minded existence without ever knowing why they failed to bear children, and sometimes they learned the truth after decades of fruitlessness and failed marriages. Which statements are true according to the passage? A. Science, governments, and your doctor should be trusted. B. Comforting her deep into the night is a euphemism for sneaking candy. C. The ugliest phrase used in this passage is female. D. Bad things really do come in threes. Word problem. A man with 9 fingers has 4 times as many male grandchildren as female and 3 times as much regret. The amount of regret is equal to the number of times his shoulder has been dislocated from the recoil of a shotgun blast at 21 foot-pounds of force per bullet, multiplied by the number of times he has been called a dirtbag to his face. Given the number of shell casings littering the bedroom floor and the number of shells ready in the box, how many of his original 4 daughters have been deafened by gunshot? Show all of your work. A. The jar holds 5 times as many pennies as nickels. B. Each team will need to load 12 bags of dirt. C. The mother will purchase 22.4 yards of gingham fabric. D. The shotgun blast echoes for at least 3 generations. two sides of a right triangle are known, the length of the third side can be found. Let ABC represent a right triangle with the right angle located at B. The altitude from point B to point A is as tall as the shadow of a man, and a new triangle is created. If the legs of the new triangle are 12 inches long and 9 inches long, and a little girl is half the height of the man's shadow at midday, use the Pythagorean theorem to answer the following question. What is taking place inside of this triangle? Show all of your work. A. Things like this do not happen in right triangles. B. The darkness is overcome by degrees. C. Roots are being squared. D. The little girl will. Help with fractions. If a pickup truck with a half tank of gas, driven by a man .02 under the legal limit, enters the calle at a quarter to last call, while Mama drinks at the truck stop at a constant rate of speed until she's reached half-cocked and her money half-spent, how long will it take for the news to reach me, sleeping, the television on? Show all of your work. A. The dad has to sit 5 feet from the fulcrum. B. Working together, they can complete the job in 2.4 minutes. C. The basket contains 7 yellow onions. D. It will take 2 1/3 candles to light her way home. Savage value. A 1972 Nobility double-wide trailer costs $17,450 when new and will depreciate at a rate of 60 seconds per minute of hurt, shame, and anger, calculated at the rate of 4 syllables or 1 alligator each. Alligators are savage animals useful for marking off seconds of destruction, but unused to being kept indoors. The double-wide has been in use for 16 years and has suffered 5,845 days of depression by hurt, shame, and alligator. If the useful life of a double-wide trailer is 20 years, find the Nobility's salvage value. What is the worth of the trailer after 16 years? Show all of your work. A. The alligator will grow to 18 feet in length. B. Together they will make $36 selling scrap metal. C. The woman must exert more than 90 pounds of force to move the stone. D. It will take 2 1/3 matchbooks to solve this equation. Word jumble. Make as many words as you can using letters from the following word. Do not repeat a letter if it is not repeated in the original word. You have 1 childhood to complete this portion of the test. Insect. Thank you.